Hello and welcome to Path of Exile. This is a side project that I've been thinking about for about a week or so, and the idea behind this is I've given out advice and other people give out advice about, hey, you're new to Path of Exile and you want to do X, Y, or Z. Well, I've had the, it's a free-to-play game, but I've had all those stash tabs and I've had other things in there that make the game a lot easier. Well, I have an old account that was sitting by its side and it has no stash tabs, no nothing. And I wanted to see how easy it is to go from the beach to maps and then even to tier 16 on an account that has nothing on it, a completely free to play account, and just see how easy it is. Now I know how to do things quicker, so that's going to be helpful, and I know that I can get certain leveling items that make leveling a lot easier, so we're going to give that a shot. We're going to be playing Affliction League, we're going to be playing Trade League, and I think I'm going to give Boneshatter a try. Now Boneshatter you can't get until level 28, so let's get into it, and I'm just going to have fun with it, and we'll see how difficult it really is on a completely free-to-play account. So let's do it. I still have more work to do on the Flicker Strike. I have another video to Flicker Strike Slayer build. There's another video to upload on that, but it's even more powerful than before. So let's get into this one. And I'm going to pick right here in the middle, Affliction, go. We're going to be a duelist. I like duelist because we're going to have some AoE, it's just a fun. We got Culling Strike on there if we want. There's a lot of damage to it. So let's take it and we'll get into it here. And we'll call this, let's figure this out. Okay, it's going to be called Boneshatter for fun, and let's do it. First move I'm going to make is put left click to change that to move, so we don't accidentally click somewhere. We'll pick this up and guild update. Let's do it. And we're going to put our attack on right click. And I'm going to make there'll be cuts. I won't just do the entire playthrough. We'll pick up that. We'll put it on here. And it's a green gem. If you have armor and you have a green socket, it can go there and it'll still work and you can still have access to it. We just have to go like that. Left click here and take it off. And ideally you want to hug the shore along here if you're new to the game and a free to play. Go into options and go to game, go to UI and set your thing up like this. Otherwise you're going to have something like that and you can push tab and move it around. Set it up something like this and you're going to have a lot better time. And I'm going to work on my keybinds as well, but those are okay for now. Let's open it up and move it over to, I don't know, space. There we go. And we're going to pick this up. We're going to hit Hillock and then we're going to go to town. Here's a support gem in here. It'll always be in here. This just sets you up on the right track. So we've got our two attack things. And at level 28, we're going to switch over to Boneshatter if we can. I think there should be no problems with that. And then you're going to find Hillock around here. And if you go counterclockwise around him like that, you won't get hit. And here he is. Oh, so you're just going to ignore those guys. No big deal. We'll take the map off so we can see a little better. I'm going to push spacebar to get a little more mana back. And I'm taking some hits. Oops. But it's okay. And then he heals himself there. And away we go. So this is just a very typical start. And I'll do shift space so I can use both. Ideally, you don't want to use one heal potion all the way down because as you get more kills, it fills that. You'd rather have both refilling than just one. All right, and I'm going to have to change my loot filter. Your filter is going to be something like this if you're brand new. It's going to be none, and it'll look like that. Then you could go to at least default, and I would highly recommend, as soon as you can, actually on the channel, if you look up how to download a loot filter on this channel, we can go to something like this. And I've downloaded one, so it just makes it a little bit nicer. So we go from something like that to That's the default, not much better. And then this one is custom, but it's a lot nicer. And if you can always hold down Alt to check to see if anything else is on the ground. But we're going to take all this stuff because we're going to do stuff with it in a second. Let's go do stuff with it. So, and just to prove that this account is a completely free account, we're going to walk in, and then I'm going to go over the different things we're going to do right away. But there's the stash, 4 tabs just like you would have, and nothing else to do. We're going to talk to each of these people, and I just like getting the exclamation points off, and then we're going to have our first item, and most likely we're going to do Molten Strike. That's an easy leveling one. Galvanic Arrow, Perforate, we're just going to do that. And I'm just going to slap it right there. And because I don't have a red link here, this one's red and red, so let's identify that. We just got lucky there. If I put that on there, now I can put this one here, this one over here. So now my Molten Strikes, it does support it. If you hover over it, it supports it. And not only that, if you look down here, this is where Molten Strike is currently. See that little E on there, or B? That tells you that it's going to support it. And we're going to give up on this double strike. And we'll go from there. So let's sell this stuff off. We'll just sell that and that. We're okay with the gear that we have so far, and we'll sell that. So we got 3/5 of a wisdom scroll back. These are important for quite a few reasons. So let's go on to the next thing. And this first episode is a little more detailed, just in case people are brand new and watching. If you want to skip ahead, you can. But I'm going to try to cover just the basics. Like this needs to move over here now. So I left click and then I take that off. So now I've got Molten Strike on right click, that on left click. And we're going to change that as well to make a cool thing there. Let's spend our first passive point. So if you see this, you might be overwhelmed. You're looking at this and you're like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. But it really is not that bad. The reality is you're a duelist. So it's highlighted down here for us. And it looks like, we're split here with strength and dex, and we do a little bit of intelligence, and we have a choice. Do we want to go this one or this one? That's your only real choices so far. Now, a pro gamer is going to go this way because you're going to save the extra points. We're going to shoot for this really quickly, but if you go this way, you can get some life here and some more armor, life and armor. And as the game progresses, you're going to get refund points that are going to be, hopefully, we're playing free to play, so it might be a little trickier, but that refund points won't be an issue either. So we're going to go this way and not that way. We're going to go right here. And away we go. If you press that little exclamation point, this will pop up. Anything to the left of this bar is quests you have to do in this zone still. Anything to the right are the completed quests. So this one says, hey, go up here, and we're going to, we would head out here onto the coast, down that way, and out here and do whatever it says to do here. Cool. At this point, we really don't have much. I would like to purchase something, and if you're more defense-minded, you want to look for maybe a ring like this, but not one that costs an orb of alteration. This is a magic ring, so it's going to cost more, but a regular version of this, non-magical, so it'd be white, like something like that's a rare. So these all cost a lot. Come on, where's one that's just regular? That we got an odd roll there. And there's another way we can do this. There's another recipe as well, but for right now, I don't think we're going to buy anything. If I didn't have to ID that, I would have had a choice, and maybe I would have got this iron ring. This is a white item too. Oh no, it says blue. But we would have got an iron ring that would have added some damage. But either way, ideally this, maybe that. Let's go take a quick look and see if we can get maybe a claw weapon. We could for 2. See how that right there, it does, and it actually does a little more. So that's a little bit nicer one. This one's already, it does extra damage and a little lightning resist. For 2 wisdom scrolls, I think that's worth it, and we'll buy it. And I think it should work with this. So we got a completion, a little achievement thing going there, and let's put it right there. and it still should work. Everything's in good shape. We're doing 28 damage, and we can actually sell this. Now, when we hit, we're going to get 3 life back for every hit. So let's go out here and go do our first thing. In Affliction League, there's going to be, I'll push tab, there's going to be a little thing. It should be pretty close to the start. I don't see it yet, but there's the, whoa, we're getting attacked right away, hard. Yeah, they don't mess around. They made it actually harder, Act 1 and Act 2. We'll pick that up, that's really important. And I'm just looking around, we're going to find, sometimes there's a wispwood area where you can dive down into the darkness, into the wisps. We're not going to do that quite yet. Eventually we will. But what I want to do is I want to just find some stuff. So we're going to fight these guys, and we're going to pick up pretty much everything. If you pick up a white item like that, that's worth 1/5 of a wisdom scroll, and we need some. We're going to be short on them. We're going to be upgrading our gems when they get experience. So we have this gem and this gem, and it's right here, and we're just going to upgrade it and upgrade it. And now we're up to 30 damage. I'll push space on the mana, and away we go. So what you're going to do is you're going to kind of, there is a shore along this area, but you're going to be careful, and you're going to work your way all the way to the end of this area and find the waypoint. Ooh, that's an interesting item. Now here's the downside. I'm already kind of, I would like to ID it, but I'd have to sell this portal scroll for a wisdom scroll and then ID it. I really can't do it. I mean, the movement speed was nice, but look, we'd have to give up our main attack. I don't have a red spot yet, so we'll probably end up just selling that. The 3% move speed's not bad. We'd move 3% faster. It's something. So we're just going to keep on. We're going to keep on going, and then you're going to find a mini boss and a waypoint. So let's get to that next. Along the way, if you happen to see any chests, anything like that, open every chest you can. That early on. Later we won't be doing that, but right now we need everything we can get. And just to make life easier. Oh, here's the mini boss. So we actually have to fight him with this. This is going to be tough. I'll take the map off so it's a little more clear. And, I mean, look at that. He hits hard. I'm trying to clear out these other guys as well. And just take it. Whoa! This is ideally I would have got the come on. Ideally I would have got the nope, I knew it. As soon as I move it, we don't really move very fast, but that's okay. Now here's the thing. I need the EXP. I need to get more EXP. So one of these tricks is you go in here and let's take a look. So dying is not so bad. I mean, this character early on doesn't really have anything, and we didn't really get any good luck on any of the drops. We didn't get anything really. A little bit of here, a little bit there. So let's sell off what we did get. We're just going to sell it as is, sell that, and sell that one too. We'll sell it, except now we've got this, and we're going to sell this portal scroll. So now we have 2 wisdom scrolls. And what I want to do is, we'll take a quick look over here. It shouldn't have changed much, and it didn't. We don't have any life things. If we would have got a life thing, it would have been worth 25 life, and we would have lived. So that's how fickle it can be. Kind of funny. So I'm just looking. Nothing really pops out at me. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold down Control and left click, and it's going to bring this up, and we're going to say New. We're just going to reset it. I don't mind fighting some more stuff, because I want to be at least level 4 when we get to this area right here, for a very good reason. So I'm going to fight up. I'm going to find that guy again, and I'll be right back. But now, see these things? Now these appeared. It's beautiful. Look at this. Now we're getting some good loot. Nothing in that one, and we'll keep on going. I'll see you either at the at the waypoint or the boss, that little mini boss that was a pain. But this first stuff, you'll think, oh, this is really not fun or difficult, and it's not that it's not fun, but you're moving so slow, and that guy just it's tough. So don't get too frustrated. It's all. I'm looking at this item right here, 10 armor. That's close. I like the 10 energy shield, but look at this armor. Let's just put that on. Right now, we have no armor whatsoever. Now we take an estimated 20% less damage from physical hits. That's how powerful armor is, and we're gonna go with the armor over that other thing. All right, I'll see you in a little bit. And we're gonna solve 3 things. We're gonna make ourselves tanky. We're gonna solve the mana issue and the speed issue. All 3 we're gonna solve, and it's gonna be nice. This time we found the waypoint first, so let's grab it. And we could go back and fight that guy or not. He does drop some good loot, but I'm just going to go down over here, not into the into this area, and just go down this way. So we're going to go in here, and we're going to find the medicine chest, and it's at the end of this area. So I'm going to fight, and I'll show you to it in one moment. Here he is. And this guy's a little tricky because he actually shoots where you're walking towards. So like he has a predictive aim. It's one of the very few creatures in the game. Ugh, we have no health. We'll heal ourselves up. A little hard to see the fight here. He froze me. We'll heal up again. And we should get this guy. Oh, he's freezing me again. And close, come on. Nice. So we got the chest. We're going to take those. If you have a choice between something like this and this because of space, you take that stuff. And occasionally you're going to find an item with a red, blue, and green a socket, and they're connected, and it'll be highlighted a little bit special. Take that because it's worth a chromatic orb, and those are going to be really valuable to us. All right, let's see if and we're out of room-ish. We can move that over there, and we can pick up what? Like a nailed fist? Okay. And if we find a red, somewhere else here, we can identify these shoes. Red, green, interesting. Any movement speed? Nope. And we can't even wear it until level 4. All right, so I'm looking over this. No problems. Let's go back to town. And what you can do is just exit the character screen and push play. Oh, not on that one. That was one of my old guys. Affliction League. There. And then just push play and you're right back in town. And you don't have to use a portal scroll. Or you don't have to run back. Very first thing we're going to pick is this. We can't use it until level 4. We'll get there. And then we're faced with this choice. You're going to be looking for Ancestral Call support. It's really important. We're going to take it. So there's your, not really any choices on those 2 first things. That's going to be a speed moving, boost our speed sprint. And we'll go from there. Let's sell this stuff off. And if you left click, you can just move stuff in there very quickly. We don't need any of that. It's not better than us, what we have. I don't want to spend these wisdom scrolls on the on this to identify it because we're not going to use it anyways. And when we put that in there, see how we got 2 transmutes? That's one. You need 20 of them to make one of these. And these we use on white items to turn them blue, which will have up to 2 mods on there. And you'll get to see all that soon. So we're going to say accept. And how much loot do we have now? We're going to sell this one. Now we have 4 scrolls. We're in better shape. We're getting there. And that too. Cool. Let's see if she has anything for us. It changes. It used to change every level. It would shift everything around. Now it only changes a little bit around. It did change a little bit, but now we're still not there. Yeah, this is just bad. No leather. Yeah, not really any good stuff here. I don't want to spend 3 wisdom scrolls on a medium life flask. Yeah, I'm not really happy with any of this stuff. Mana. I mean, I've never had to buy one of these. We'll go from there and we'll just keep on rolling. You'll have better luck than I have. Let's spend our next point. And we have two choices. I think we're going to go with the safer one because this is on a brand new account. It's a little harder to get currency in trades and everything. So we're going to go this route and we're going to say apply. Instead of going here, 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 and here to get here, because this is what we're aiming for. We're aiming for this one. Probably going down this way and then getting some mana and over here. So we're shooting for this and we're going to go... let's see, 1 second. If we go strength, we don't really need too much strength. That wasn't an issue. And I could go that way, but I would have to back out of it right now. Either way, let's go this way. And away we go. We're almost to level 3. I'm just going to reset this one right here and say new again. And knock out just to get to level 4. So I'll see you in a second. It makes that big of a difference to be level 4 to get into that area versus what, at level 3. Specifically because of that ancestral call. There's 2/5 of a scroll. Life is tough when you're first starting out. I'll see you in a second. Okay, we just got our next life, and we're just going to go right back to town, and we're going to use the portals, or the waypoints. From here on out, I won't necessarily go into every, here we go in here, we find some eggs. I'll leave the questing up to you. I'm just going to show you the decision points that are important to leveling quicker, and try to make it as easy on you as possible as well. Like getting to level 4, normally you don't, if a pro player will just zoom right through there, but I would suggest waiting to level 4 just so that you can do this. We want to replace this ancestral call with this one, because what's going to happen is this thing right here, it auto targets 2 extra creatures around you with that Molten Strike. So instead of just having the little bit of Molten Strike, anything around you gets targeted. It makes everything a lot easier. So let's sell this stuff off. And I'm just looking for, I would love to find anything with red so I can get rid, not be forced to have this sitting here. But so far so good. And accept. We can also put this on our bar now, and I'm gonna make a keybind just temporarily right here. I'm trying to think what we could do. I could do it on, I like having it on space, so let's do this. That, and then we'll do the keybind up here, and we'll keybind number 7 to be Q. Save, close. We're going to spend our next point right there. And we're just going over here, and then we're going to, this is mana regen, this is life, and this is movement, and a little help on movement, damage, and damage. Cool stuff. Cool. Oh, say yes. And we're going to sell off that bleed. Actually, we'll just hold on to that for a second just in case. We might find a triple red, and we can also wear these shoes, but we're always going to be looking for some better ones. Another thing you can do to look for some early on, some movement shoes, if you type in MOV like that, and then go to the movement part, it might highlight some shoes or boots with movement speed on them if it's there and being displayed. That's another way you can do it. That's another trick. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the next area, and we're going to use this right here. We're going to use that. After 10 minutes, this area will be reset normally. See how we can re-see things, but oh, that's good. That's actually really good. We got 9 extra armor. I would love to have an armor piece right here, though. But here we go. We're going into the mud flats, and you're going to see this whisperwood thing, this. You could try going down in there, but anything you kill down there, it empowers the stuff once you come back up, and it makes things harder. I don't need to do that yet, and we'll be in good shape. So I'm going to keep going. I'm opening these things. In this zone, we're going to find 3 eggs, and they have little exclamation points, and then once we find them all, there's one over there. we're just going to open up a little way forward. So I'll see you in a bit. Oh, and these Roas will stun you. If you have armor, look at that. Just like that. If you have armor, as I was about to say, armor and life, they become a non-issue. I have no armor and no life, so I didn't find a life ring, and I didn't find the other thing, the armor plate. But you can just work your way right through them, and I just walked right into a big mess of them. But if you have armor, you can just walk into a big mess of them, and it's not a problem at all. But I'm literally having the worst stuff here. And dead again. They just stun you, and you get stun locked. You can get around that very easily. Ooh, that's nice. By just having some armor and just a life ring or two, and you're good to go. You won't get stun locked. But don't sweat it. If you can find those items, great. If you can't, just barrel them down. It's part of it. They did make it harder. I'm surprised. I really am. Ooh, nice. These things we're actually going to save because that 6% quality, there's a vendor recipe. You sell it to the... oh my gosh, I was pushing spacebar. That didn't help. I should have pushed Q to get mana back. I wasn't getting any mana back because I was pushing space. All right. A couple of things here. These... Where was it? Oh, it put it right here? No, right... Didn't we? Oh, they picked up this. We're going to save this and do the... it's called the Gem Cutter's Prism recipe. If you get 40 total quality of gems, so let's say we had 4 gems with 10 quality each. You sell it, you get a Gem Cutter's Prism back. Pretty cool. We're going to replace this with this. That's better. We'll put that there, and we'll put this one here, and I got to change that to... Let's see, I'll change it to D for now. And we'll go like that. And I wish these were character specific because it changes them on all your characters. All right, so I'm going to pick up these things and I'll be right back. You just go, oh, look at these guys. Oh gosh, now I have no, because I moved all my potions around. It reset them to 0. So now, there we go. A little bit. Oh, a chromatic, nice. Pick that up, and that up, sure. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Here we go. We're going to be able to move this up here now. And we'll move these off of here. Ideally, I don't want, while I'm leveling, I don't want to have my main attack skills on either of my weapons. It'll make sense why once we get through things here. I'm looking at these, and I can compare them. 14 evasion, I'll take the armor over that. This is going to sell for a chromatic. This will just vendor, and these are the quest items. And this one we're going to save for a 3-for-1 recipe. I'll show you that as well. And this is a nice chromatic. That's going to be valuable. We're going to be able to buy leveling uniques very soon, I hope. Cool. And you can see how the things are, attacking behind us, and, it's just nice. There, I put it back on space. I had a tendency to press that. Shift space will be the sprint, and then A is heal. Nice. I feel a little more smoother setup there. Ooh, stone axe. That would do a lot of damage, but I like the life gain on hit for now. Ooh, that's a nice item too. That's going to be valuable. Don't use it. Just we're going to use it to trade for stuff instead. Around Act 3, we can actually turn in 8 of those for a bauble, and the bauble's worth about 1.5 chaos, maybe 1 chaos. Oh boy, these guys are tough. Oh no, nice level right there. Orb of Alteration, that's a good item. I just can't wait till we get some leveling items so we can move faster and do all kinds of cool stuff. All right, a bunch of interesting items here. So much so that we're probably going to have to, almost, let's see. It's not well situated here. We'll move this over here. And the circlet there, and the shank. Oh, and that there. Perfect. All right, we're going to look for the spot to turn in these quest things in the wall. They should be in a wall pretty close to here. I'll be right back. Here it is. There's also the fetid pool, which is going to be like down over here more. But I want to grab the, there's a portal right inside here. Ooh, and a really good item right in here too. This item right here is really, really good. It can be really powerful for us. So we don't want to lose that. So we're going to go in here. We're going to empty things out, and I'll be right back. I'm just going to sell this item. I don't want to deal with it. I want to get life gain on hit. So no matter how good that is, I'm not going to take it right now. And notice if we put this over here, chromatic orb. So very cool. And we'll even sell, actually, we're going to say accept. And now we're going to put that there. And we're going to sell that. So now we get a hit with our left and right. We get 3 life gain back per hit, you know, each on each hit then. So it's a little bit better. We're going to move this here, that there, this over here. And we're going to do our first thing where we're going to start storing these things. Oh, stash like that. And we're just going to click them in here and not sort them yet. We will eventually, but for right now, we'll put this down here, this here, and this up over to the top right. We're going to, if we get 3 of these, we can turn it in for the next level. We have 2 right now. Find 1 more, and we can vendor it for the next level up. Pretty cool. All right, and we're in good shape. Let's see if they have a... We just need that item. Come on. No luck. Strength item, that's kind of nice. We could do that for some more damage, but I'd rather have the life, but okay, let's do this. As soon as we get an alchemy orb, we can do something with this as well. Okay, and I mean, oh no, that's not even a oneer. Yep, let's just buy that. And those 3 wisdom scrolls will do this to our damage. We're down to 21 because we took that off. And adding this on here actually lowers your damage a little bit because there's a penalty for having so many extras, but it's worth it. So many extra fireballs. We put that on, and now we're up to 26. And let's talk to this guy. What is he going to give us? Ancestral Protector. That's a totem. That's pretty cool. We want that. Puncture. Vigilant Strikes. War Banner. That would be nice too. So let's take this one. And remember War Banner. And Blood and Sand. Oh, and Blood and Sand. I think we could go with both. So we're going to take this one. We barely, we have 1 spot. And then we're going to do this one. Cool. So this one we're going to put right here. That's our totem. I have it on W, so whenever I press totem, we drop a totem that does attacks, and it speeds us up. Steel Skin, we're going to put right there. And I'm going to put it on left click. Steel Skin does this. If we hover over it, it gives me a buff of, we'll hover over here. A buff of 54, a shield of 54 damage. And as that gets higher and higher, it goes higher and higher, and a better shield. It also removes bleeding too when you activate it. And we're automatically activating it because we're just moving around, and it automatically activates. Pretty cool. So let's spend our next point right there. Apply, and we're going to move on. Quest complete. And if you ever need to know where to go, just do that, and it'll start pointing it out. So this is the fetid pool. That's where the submerged passage is, and let's go take care of that thing. So to go there, we're going to hit this waypoint, and away we go. So this first video is going to be more detailed. I'm trying not to give too much detail, but it's tough. I'm trying to think in terms of a new player, so I want to try to help them as much as possible. All right, so I don't want to fight both those. Good. Let's drop a totem right here. I'm glad I didn't open that thing up. This is a tough fight. The freezing is an issue. We don't have anything, so this is a good example of, you know, a new player just coming along. All right, very cool. So a wisdom scroll will take all of this stuff. Now, if need be, I'll drop this and pick up something else. Actually, I'm going to use that. That's probably better. I'll take I'll take it. A little energy shield versus a little less, and we'll go from here. Now, these things are really cool. It's going to have a guaranteed drop of this thing, a Whispering Essence of Woe. It's also going to be physical resistant, fire, and ignite resistant, so it's not good for us, but here we go. Oh, and we'll take this off of here. So these are our things. We're going to drop this down beforehand, triple click that, and just start attacking the guy right in the middle. There's a big tough guy in the middle. Wow, we do not have much mana. And I'll use my mana again, but notice I'm not using my heal potion nearly as much now. Let's drop another totem, and we'll use the other mana potion as well. And our second, we're just using everything. This guy's tough because he's very resistant to everything we have right now. He's going to eat up all of our mana. It's going to be amazing. But we're going to get him. All right, very cool. That's really big. It takes up a lot of spaces. But anyways, this is the item we were after. What it does is, and we're going to save it probably, we're looking at it, it's going to turn it into any item we use it on. It's going to turn it into a rare item, any normal item. It'll turn it into a rare. If we use it on a one-hander, it'll increase spell damage. So that's probably not a good idea to use it on something like, like that. That's a white item. But if we used it on any armor, it would add some energy shield. There's a possibility we could use it right here, or maybe right here, and we could get movement speed. So we want movement speed. We're going to identify that. No movement speed. Let's use it on this one right here. It's normal. If this was one for a weapon, I would go for that and just use it on a weapon probably. But its spell damage isn't for us, so that's not a deal. So we're going to use it right here and hope that it'll turn it into a rare, but hopefully it'll land movement speed. Let's find out. Ooh, it's a lot of mods. It's great, and we can hold control to compare it to the one we have on. The one we have on has max life and 10 that. This one has 5 life, regen 6. This one's pretty close to a wash, a little better. We'll throw it on. It's got some regen of life. That's nice. 6 life per second. So, I mean, it's something. And we'll keep going. We've got a bunch on here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit town and sell this off, and I'll be right back. A little bit of a concern if I had a red. I need 2 reds, so it doesn't even matter. Because this is so important. So red, green, green. We'll pass. And anything new? I don't think so. It's tough. It's just bad luck. I've never had this bad of luck on here. But we'll keep on going. We could do something like that. It would do, no, that would only be 9. And if you hold down Alt, it'll show. That's the worst possible roll. Yeah, so it's neat that we're getting bad luck here. At least it shows you the difference in starting luck. I wouldn't have died in the mud flats if I had just a little bit of armor on and a life ring. It would have been a lot easier. So that little bit of luck at the vendor can make all the difference in the world. All right, so now I actually want to go knock out this area. So let's go in here, and instead of going forward, we're going to go right back out the door, and hopefully that area will still be up. We're not going to go down in there yet. And yep, it's still up, and I just hug this wall. So I'll find it and I'll show you in a second. Here's the way in. And in this area, we're going to have to, it's pretty small. I'll pick it up for 1/5 of a wisdom scroll. This area, the quest is we have to kill every single creature in here to get the reward. So let's do it, and I'll be right back. And when you're doing this, just go, a little bit of a zigzag pattern to make sure, because these guys kind of blend in, and it's easy to miss them. And one of them will run by, and all of a sudden you won't see them. We're not going to be able to pick up all this stuff. We'll throw it on for now. Is that better than what we had? No, it's an evasion thing. Nope. We're going to keep going. So I'll see you in a second. And I'm opening any chests, anything in here. And there's actually a boss up here too that's a little bit tricky. She spawns a lot of stuff. Chest. Ooh, interesting, but not really. Nice. We got another point to spend, and it's a big one. We get 1% of our life regen every second then. So looks like 15, and then what is that, 1.5? Yeah, about 1.5 life per second, but that's going to go up a lot more. Yeah, 10% would be 15. Wow, that's not much. Physical damage, strike range, and strength. So our 155 is going to go up as well because of that. Very nice. And here's the fight. Should be right here. Just going to zigzag my... Yeah, this is her. So see how those 3 launched over there? We got to make sure they come back and get into the fight. Sometimes they get lost over there. We're going to drop down the totem again. Don't forget about that. And she hits pretty hard, too. If she summons so many of those helpers, all of a sudden you can get behind on it and you'll lose the fight, and it's just bad news. There we go. And a rusted sword. We'll just sell that off. And level up those. Let's go find out if they're... There it is, see? Those 3 ran off. Oh, it was a 4th one even. Alright, so I'm going to zigzag my way through. When it gets bright in this area, that means we've succeeded. You can also type in like a / remaining, and it will show you how many are remaining. Looks like we're filling up pretty fast here. And you don't want to have to go back to town. You know, don't make special trips back in town. It's not really worth it. Early on, maybe 1, 2 just to unlock something, but in general, just toss it on the ground. You're going to do okay. I mean, one of these items, if we just found a wisdom scroll, would be worth 5 of these. So, you know, you'll balance it out. You'll balance. So I'm going to leave that on there. And I'm going to keep looking for guys. Aha. This loot filter that I'm currently using actually was hiding some things. Probably not a horrible thing, but I'm just going to go in and just this early on, I'm going to go back to default. And it'll show me a few extra things. It might be hiding something from me that I want, but I doubt it, but we'll just put it down there. I was surprised. Where'd this guy run off to? Maybe I got him. All right. And we'll keep on going. Nice. Transmute. I'll show you what a transmute can do. Oh, and that was the last guy. Perfect timing. A transmute can do this. We're going to turn this into a magic item. We did it. We used a essence to turn our boots into a rare item and see how many mods it had. It could have up to 3 prefixes and 3 suffixes in general. And it rolled 2 and... Oh, it actually rolled 3. It rolled all 6. So that's really nice. Let's see if we get it lucky with 2 on here. And 2 good ones. Some max mana. Not terrible. And there's a way you can augment the other one on, the other mod there, that we got one of them, and it was a prefix. We could augment a suffix onto it. But not bad. It's something. And away we go. These boots? No. And we'll keep on going. Oh, we can use this trick too. We can just go, we've completed everything in here. Let's go right back. And let's see what we can sell. We'll check her again. And control click all that stuff in. And I think we can do the 3-for-1 recipe. We'll do that real quick. And you can sell them right from your inventory slot here too. 1, 2, 3. We get a better one. And now we have that one. Cool. Oh, let's sell the portal scroll for a wisdom scroll. And we'll put this stuff in our chest stash. And let's see if she has anything. Finally, a life ring. Very cool. Nice. And maybe a leather belt would be cool. That'll give us some more health. And an amulet. I don't like the regen amulets. Those aren't too good. A strength amulet? Probably not horrible for 1 transmute. It'll use the transmute out of our chest. I'll throw it on there for some extra strength. Why not? A little extra damage, a little extra health. Cool. And we're having fun with it. We get a book of regrets. So let's say he was trying to give you that reward and you didn't have space. Just talk to him again and look for the word reward in here, and that'll be there. These regrets, just right click them and it's going to add it to this right here. Now we have 2 refund points to spend. He gave us 2 for that. So if I wanted to, I could click here and say refund, refund, apply it, and then go spend them. It's like an undo, but we're cool with this. Then away we go. We're going to jump down into this flooded depths, and there's a little quest item at the end that we'll get. This is actually a nice item. We're going to pick this up. We're going to put it right here. And now we have a red, red, green. Very cool. So now if we get another support gem here, it'll do even more. Now the thing is, as you add more support gems, we got to put that back there. As you add more support gems, the mana cost goes up. So it's a concern. It's a balance. Oh, I got to open up that chest. And you notice I'm leaving a little more of these. I'll take a couple more of these, but I'm not trying to take the big white items like that because they're taking up too much. Oh, that is actually nice. Look at the armor. If we go to defense, armor 18, we only have a 22 mitigation, physical damage reduction. Now we have 61. That's what I mean by having... If we had that on with a life ring in the mudflats, we would have lived no problem. It would have been a joke. But because we had low life and no armor, we were taking big hits, getting stun lock, and I was pressing the wrong key for the mana, so it was just a bad deal. So that's how you can get out of that. We're going to save that for the recipe, and we'll keep on going. All right, this is the right way, I can tell. And here comes the main boss. Take the map out of the way. And let's get our mana back up. And we've solved one of our issues, the health issue with the life gain on hit on both those claws. The next thing I would like to address is speed and mana. So we'll be doing that next. We'll take this guy out. Now it's a long run up to the other area. I'm just going to use the portal back to town thing. And what do we get? We'll take that. Do we have some space? Yeah, a little bit. And cool. We'll identify the boots because I'm hoping for a movement speed. Nope. And there was a rare item right here. Let's take a look at these. Let's compare them holding control. Okay, more armor. Everything about it's better, so we're going to use it no matter what. But that also has mana. Nice. A little regen, a little more damage, and gain 2 life per hit. So everything really cool about that. These are really helpful. Let's hit town and we'll do the next stage. I'm also thinking in the back of my head, I want a secondary weapon set for a few reasons, but we're going to get that set up as well, just to have. On Nessa's right here, on her second tab, there are 2 items that were available to us. This war banner, if you read over it, it helps with our accuracy rating, and nearby creatures will, what do you call it? They'll take more damage. Now, it also is a stage-based thing. So as you get more kills, it'll build up stages, and you can drop it at a tough fight for some interesting things. Now, for even more effects, and it looks like it lasts like 30 or 40 seconds, and then you got to remember to pick it back up, but it's a thing. There's that, and right over here, blood and sand. That's an aura stance thing as well. It's like a buff, but each of them, that's 10% of our mana, and this is 10% of our mana. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to spend 2 of our 3 and we have the spots to put them. Now these are optional. If we run out of spots and we need something else and have to give them up, it's not the end of the world. But now we've got our first 2 buffs up. So I like where they landed. The one on the on the blood and sand one, we'll do that, and we'll put the war banner like that. Okay. Or maybe on D. Let's do it on D. The war banner, I think that's D. No, that's D. We'll do it on F. All right. And we'll go from there. I'll be right back. Let's spend our next point, and we need mana more than life. The next one is going to be really big, and we'll start to get our mana back even more. 125, nice. Okay. And we can just go right back in here. And now we won't go into that submerged depths area. We'll just go down this way. Oh, and let's turn these on now. This one, there's two ways. The first way is a bigger area with a little less damage. The second one is more damage with a little less area. The other one is more area. This is less. So I like Blood Stance. And we're going to put that thing on our back. Let's see. Just like that. And now we're doing more damage. And I kind of just use that as like a little mini permanent buff. I don't drop it down because I forget to pick it up. But on a big tough boss, I might drop it. But in general, I try to keep it on my back and not think about it too much. Alright, so we're doing a little better. And hopefully we're going to be addressing the mana right now. And if we get lucky, we're going to get some boots that'll make us sprint and move a lot faster. Okay, another level. We'll drop down our totem, pick up this stuff, and we're going to spend our next point. And let's spend some mana, and I'll show you what happens now. Let's spend a bunch of mana. And we're going to put this on here. It's going up at that rate. 132 max. Now we have that, and it's going up a little faster, a little chunkier, not much, but something. And we're going to be looking for these stairs right here. This is the way forward. That's where we went down into. Ooh, a chain belt. That's cool. Do we have enough? We have one wisdom scroll left. I haven't found very many chests to open. Ooh, that's interesting too. Oh, and it's corrupted too, so you can't change anything on it easily. All right, let's two interesting items. All right, well, we don't have anything on, so let's just throw it on there. Cool. Now we have some more mana, nice, and we have some more energy shield. That's that blue thing over there. And what about the item? We'll compare it. 85 armor we'd have to give up. And then we'd get, it looks like a lot of the cool things, but it's not that great at all. So nope, we're going to sell that, and we're going to get 5 alteration shards, which is 1/4 of an alteration orb. An orb of alteration, which is pretty cool. Here's the way forward, and on this ledge area, we're just going to look for the waypoint. It's a straight line, and we're going to get to the waypoint. We're going to do a couple things there. Probably go sell, because we got a bunch of rare items. The rare items we're actually going to sell for, we're not going to ID them only because we don't have a surplus of wisdom scrolls. So we're going to sell them for some transmutation shards, and then use a transmutation orb to get some wisdom scrolls. You get 4 wisdom scrolls, but right there is nice. And we'll keep going. So this right here, we're probably going to use it for some wisdom scrolls. It pains me to use that, but we're that low. And if you notice, we have those 2 buffs going, the blood and sand and the thing on the flag thing. And now we have less mana because it's reserving a total of 20%, 10% for each of them. And we're just working our way through here, looking for chests. And I'm not trying to go too fast, I'm trying to just explain things as we go along for new people that might be following along with this. And if you want to go, skip ahead, you can skip ahead. Oh, nice items. Very cool. Chance orbs have some value, oddly enough, this league. And let's see if we can actually, and leagues going forward, I think they'll have value. All right, 1 second. Once we save up maybe 15 of these, we might be able to get a what do you call it? A chaos orb, or we can do a deal possibly with somebody that might want to get them for maybe 10 for 1. We'll see. Ooh, our first large life flask. Let's pick that up, and we don't even have a space to drop something else. Look, we'll drop this one. It's just white armor, so that's a 1/5 of a flask, or a wisdom scroll. We'll put that there, and we'll save that. We'll keep going. Oh, here's the waypoint as well. One trick on this waypoint, and see we have 50 things. If we were to drop that now, that flag, it would make a big area like this. We'll just drop it and have fun. Look at that. And now, if I stay within that area, within, see how this is the zone for it. I'm going to be doing extra damage. Pretty cool stuff. And we can just pick it back up. It's back on our back. And away we go. But then we're building the things back up. If you ever come back to this and you don't know which way is the way forward, if you zoom in, there's 3 rocks stacked up. This is the way forward then. No rocks, rocks. And can that be picked up? Yep. Trying to squeeze every little bit in here. Triple red, pretty cool. Ooh, triple red. We're actually going to use that. Oh, but it's not identified. I'll put it in our, I need some offhand triple red and maybe like red, green, green, and we'll go from there. And I just need that. So I'll put it in our stash to save it. So once we get enough wisdom scrolls, we'll identify it and we'll have it on our offhand. And let's not talk to Tarkley first. We're going to go and sell this stuff. We don't have any wisdom scrolls. We just need to sell this stuff for whatever currency they're going to give us. And then we'll say okay. And then we're going to sell 2 of these for 8. Painful. Oh, now we have 11. Okay. And we're going to put this away for the 3-for-1 recipe. Oh, I sold the triple red. No big deal. And we're going to put that away. We're getting close. I mean, if I made some kind of deal with somebody, it would be an awkward deal. I need a little more, and then I can say a bulk deal where can I give you all this, and this for 1 chaos? And they might do it. And because it's that important, getting a chaos and getting our first leveling item. Ooh, a skill book. Now we got 2 points to spend. We're going to spend it here and a little movement speed. I don't care about life yet, so let's go with that. And it's not much. It just takes away the penalty from wearing a chest piece. There's a little bit of a movement penalty. I think it's 5% if it's a heavy chest like we have. So now we'll move a little faster. And it feels like we're moving a little faster. Nice. So let's keep going. Not bad. A bunch of stuff here. And oddly enough, this is one of our more valuable pieces. You wouldn't think it, and then this is going to be for a chromatic. So we're getting there. We're getting closer to our first trade, which is going to be cool. And I'm prioritizing the blue and rare items over the white items now. Ooh, large flask. We'll upgrade that. And I'll just put down a little protector totem. We're getting more loot now. Cool. And we'll pop that there. We'll 3-for-1 this, and then we can maybe even do another 3-for-1 and get an even bigger one. But there might be a level requirement on that. We'll see. If you're ever entering a new area and you're wondering if there's a waypoint to unlock, just step back out, and then you can look at the area we're just in and see that. There's the legend and says area with inactive waypoint. So we have to find it and activate it. And that's how you can just double check to see if there's one in there. Cool. And here's the decision you're going to be starting to make. These are pretty much more valuable than the transmutes, these alterations. But if you don't have enough wisdom scrolls, you're not going to be able to get them. So what we're doing is, watch this. If I were to sell it like that, we'd get 1/10 of a transmutation shard, 20 being that. But if I were to ID it, we get alteration shards. And these are worth more. And we're trying for chaos sooner rather than later. So I'm going to try to ID as many things as I can here. And especially those gold, the rare items. So let's go like that. That might be usable. Is that better than what we have? Yes. What about this? Dexterity, mana. That's actually tempting. Oh. So do I do the, we're going to do the extra mana. We can't put it on right now because we're in this vendor window. Well, let's just sell this stuff off. And we'll sell that one off. Cool. And it's nice not having to worry about the sockets on your gear, because then you can just swap out weapons really quickly. And we're going to sell these portal scrolls, and we're in good shape. So let's swap that. So we'll have more mana. I like that. And you can, there's an option here to, in your UI, just go over all the options and then You can even put a health bar over yourself, all that kind of stuff. But that's all up to you how you want to do it. Let's do this. And we can do a 3 for 1. Let's see if we can actually do 3 for 1 and make it usable. Nope. Level 12 and we are level 10. So I canceled out of that. All right. So let's put this stuff in here. We're getting closer to our first trade. We'll put that there. We could do a 3 for 1 on this. We'll do that real quick. And then we'll put this one up here. So let's do a 3 for 1.
Hello.
Cool. And we could do a 3 for 1 right now, oddly enough, and just have it ready. I don't think we haven't been using that secondary potion. So let's just do it and have it ready. And that way we won't forget about it. Cool. And I don't like that thing there. I click it accidentally. And and we'll take the wisdom scrolls out of there. They pile up sometimes, and we'll go from there. The next health, we're going to go for the health next, and then this one, and probably that one. And then we'll go from there. We just went down in our first wisp area. What I'm testing is if it's viable to go in here, do what we have to do in here, and live. I'm doubting it. This stuff is really tough early on. We're going to try to fight these guys, and it's darkness. You only have a map down here. We'll see what happens, because we might find some really good loot. So we're going to keep going. And what you want to do is you want to just skirt the thing and look for some, ideally we're looking for yellow wisps and maybe some rare, yellow is quantity. It'll actually show us right here if you hover over them. Currency, that's a good one. The blue one's currency, yellow is quantity, and purple is rarity. So if you get a nice mix of these, what happens is as you emerge from these depths, it empowers and juices up all the creatures, not all of them, but a significant number of creatures up top, and then you have a better chance of getting better loot from them. So we're just looking, push. I don't want to, you only have so much fuel to light up the area, these darkness areas, and I'm just not seeing any, there's some purples. So we're going to follow the purple, I guess. Pretty cool. And we're going to work our way through here. Also, we're going to get something that gives us 30% move speed, a bunch of things. We're going to get movement speed, defenses, all kinds of cool stuff down here. This is a really powerful league, so we didn't get anything. We didn't find a vendor, but that's cool. We're going to get a little bit more stuff just to hopefully juice up. And this is back at the mud flats I went into. So let's go take a look and see how this works. And I'll take that as well. I'm just trying to get maybe a chaos drop or something. It might happen. We'll see. I'm probably going to do this 2 or 3 times just to test it, and I'll let you guys know what happens. This is the first test that I did, and we'll see what happens. It wasn't too bad down there. Ooh, that's an empowered guy, see? Wild empowered. And no luck there. Alright, so I'll be right back. Ooh, there's another empowered guy. If they're like sparkly like that. I'll be right back. Okay, we got a rare drop. That's something. Increased mana regen. I like that. And we'll compare it. It's just we have a strength amulet on. So life, fire resist, all that, and some extra damage. And we're in good shape. I like that a lot. We'll throw it on there. So far, that was worth it. And I'm going to try it in the next... We did mud flats. So I'm going to try it in our current zone. We'll see if we'll give it a shot. So I just reset the zone, and here we go. And what do we have here? This guy's just a regular guy. We'll pick those things up, and we're going to dive in. And all you do is dive down in, and we're going to look for some stuff on the edge. Purple is rarity. We'll see what happens. But I'm looking, if there was a choice between purple and yellow, I'm going to follow yellow first, because I also want to unlock the features of the... Ooh, purple stuff is, when it explodes, though, is bad. It does chaos damage to us. A medium mana flask, that would be cool. Oh, see that? It's pretty powerful. We have no mana resistance, or... Not mana resistance, chaos resist, so that stuff's really deadly down here. More than likely it'll get us. So far it hasn't, which is a little surprising. We'll take the flask. Any kind of smaller blue items, maybe that-ish. That-ish. Okay, we'll keep going. And I'm just trying to find... Oh, this spreads it out a little more. It lights it up a little bit. See how that lit up that whole area. We're getting some good purple. And more. Oh, and some yellow. Let's follow the yellow. We might find the guy down here. That would be cool. And I'm probably going to give this a few shots. We'll do it together once, then I might give it like 2 or 3 shots just to give you guys an idea. So I'll do the painful stuff, and then I'll give you the report back in a second. But I like doing this. I enjoy this game. I have a great time with it. I have a lot of fun. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, this area. See that? Oh, that purple, that hits so hard. But actually, we're living through it. A little strange that we are. I didn't think we would, but we are. We shouldn't be. It's doing chaos damage, I would assume. It's always... Purple's almost always chaos damage, so we're just face tanking this. Not bad, actually. And what level is this? Oh, it's a level 7 area, and we're level 10. You want to try to keep within a level or 2 of our, you know, like 2 levels within 2 levels, because then you get better EXP per hour, but we're doing okay. We're just having fun. Wow, this fight's tough. These guys are tough down here. We're going to open up those trophy things. You can find some really good, oh, we'll open up that, and that, and that. Okay, let's take this guy out. Where are they? They're hopping around, aren't they? But we're pretty safe with this life gain on hit. So far, so good. We got 2 from our gloves, and then that. We're going to be upgrading it all. We'll take an iron ring. It might be better than ours. Who knows? And some chain boots. We'll identify the boots just in case they have movement. Nope. And the 6 life compared to 17 mana. We'll take the mana over the life on these on this ring. We could identify this. Might be better. 1 mana per enemy hit, and then we'd lose the 36 mana or the fire damage. Nah, too close to nope. But getting close. And what do we get? And we're just going to go out. So we didn't find the merchant down here that'll give us our quests. Now it explodes, and let's go see what this does to things. We might run this a couple times. I might run it a couple times just to give you guys an idea what the test is. And are they... Oh, empowered. So if one of those is empowered, the guy on the right. You can tell because the guy on the left died. And this guy's going to... So I'll be back in a second here. It was a chunk of time, but it dropped some cool stuff. So let's see. It dropped a coral ring. And because it was a rare modified monster, the rarity on the things that it dropped got boosted up. Alright, so we have a ring here that's just 30. So this is more damage, attack speed, very cool across the board. And gain 1 mana per enemy killed, so that'll help with our mana a little bit. So let's go ahead and do that. And what? Oh, we can even ID this and compare it. No, our amulet's better. But this is better than that. So what does that do to our damage? A little more, probably, let's say. 10% more. Pretty cool. 11. Alright, so we're going to keep on fighting these. And I'm going to clear this area out. What I'll do is, I'll go down in that wildwood wisp at the beginning of each area. And that way I'll just kind of do it there. And hopefully we'll get... We just need a chaos to drop. It's asking for a lot. But we'll try for it. So I'm going to keep going. There's a couple little bosses along here that we'll fight. And we're going to go through this area. Here's one right now. Let's see if we can tank him. He does poison damage, which is chaos damage again. No problems, really. Nice. And if we can somehow get an Orb of Alchemy, there's a recipe that we can do to get a really nice one-handed weapon, a physical-based weapon, using one of these, but we're not there yet. I'll just pick it up and hang. So let's dive into the next area, and I'm just going to skirt around looking for some wisps in the wood. Oh, some blue. That was, blue is, I always forget, currency. Okay, that's actually good. So now if we could somehow get a mix of currency and rarity and quantity, then the likelihood goes up that something drops and that it's currency. And oh, this is a really good one. Come on. I'll take that and that. We just can't die here. This is a really, there's going to be a lot of currency in here. Nice, 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 nice. This is worth a chaos. We might be able to get it sooner than, oh no, because I got to be able to, oh, an orb of alchemy. Perfect. Yes, I would say it's worth going in here, guys. We got to drop some of this stuff. Done. And we'll take the large life flasks. Another, just don't die, because if you die, you get sent out. You can't come back in. This is a good one. If you ever find the chittering eggs, orb of chance, beautiful. Well, you can see what's happening here. Getting lots of items. Just don't die. Put a totem down to protect us. And I think that was all of them. And we'll drop that item. And that should be good enough. We'll pick up this, this, and this. This is one of the better things to find down here. Early on. Even later on, it's nice to find those too. And let's knock these guys out. Tricorn. We don't even have space for this. We could switch it out with that. There we go. All right, let's find if we can get any. Now I didn't even care about the wisp as I found that. I was like, this is great. So yeah, I'd say it's worth it coming down in here. So come on down and go in there and do it. Juice up the maps early on. Chainmail. What are we wearing? That. We'll just leave that on the ground because I don't think we have space for it. And now I'm just going to try to get out of here. I'm not going to find... I'll try to use our sprint potion. We're not going to find what we need down here. So, yeah, I knew I was low on... Okay. Now, this exploded and empowered everything, but we need to hit town real quick, and then we'll come back. It should still be empowered because it still should be active. And we're going to go right back to town, and we're going to see what we got here. This is pretty good. We're going to ID that, and it might give us a reward that we don't have space for. So let's go put some of this stuff away. And I organized this a little better to show you, what I put stuff that is good. Wow, look at that. We got 10 of those. Beautiful. And now we have a 3-for-1 recipe. So we're going to have to go like this, and we're going to have to sell these. Let's identify that. And, oh, we got another life ring. That's a possibility. We'll put it right there. We don't really need the life, so I like having that right now. Let's see what Nessa says. Oh, it's just one of these. Faster attacks. Perfect. We'll take it. We'll put it right here. Now, we also can have added fire damage, melee splash. So if you had, for some reason, a 4-link, you can actually buy these, except it's going to cost a lot of mana. Watch what our mana cost goes. 7. We put it in here. And now we're up to 8. Not too bad. All right, let's sell some items. That one, and that one, and that one. We'll save that. And we'll sell that. And we'll sell that too. Okay. And we'll sell the frost bomb. That's a tricky item. It actually has a use, but we're not gonna mess with it. Uh-oh. Oh, I did a recipe accidentally. If you sell this with that, you get a resistance ring. I don't really want it, so we're going to go like that and then sell that. Okay. And 3-for-1 recipes. Oh boy. I never got this many flasks all at once like that. We're going to ID this one, and it's better than what we have, so we're going to put that there. That one there. We really don't need to be carrying this around, but we'll replace it with something else soon. Probably a life flask. Let's put a second life flask over there. Just a just in case one. And then unidentified. We don't have to identify these. We should be able to just 3-for-1 them that way. And it's another unidentified, of course. So we'll have those two. We'll identify this one. Nice. This one's interesting. It gives, this is a regular version of that. 360 over 3.5 seconds. And it has 10 charges, or 10 consumes of the 32 charges. So 3 uses before it needs to, start getting charged back up. This one, reduced recovery rate. So you get more life, but it takes more time to come back in. And during that time, for 8 seconds, we're immune to frozen and chilled. That's neat. It's something. So let's put this stuff away. Oh, and an alchemy. We can actually do this right now. And let me think of how we did this. We use the alchemy on there, and then I'd like to use the next tier up, but this is what we do. We want to buy a regular perfect. It has a +6. This is perfect instead of it being the lower level one, the +3. So I think the first step is to go like this, and then let's clear this out a second. We'll sell that, and let's clear this other stuff out just to make stuff nicer. We're gonna put the mana flask there. We'll put this one up here. We'll deal with this in a little bit. And it looks like we can do one of the 3-for-1s. Are those 3? No, that's a mana. These are 3 mana flasks. Okay. These we're going to put here. We need one of these for what we're about to do. And we're going to sell that. Okay, we're getting there. Okay. Looks good, and looks good enough. Let's take care of this. 3-for-1. And the frost bomb, I'm not going to use it. It has its use for it, but we're not going to need it.
Take care.
Oh, and another 3-for-1. And we need the space, so we're going to do it right away. Don't put it off. And we'll 3-for-1 that one. And now we'll be ready to do another 3-for-1 to get the next version up. But we might need 2 mana potions, so I'm just going to hold on to it. And we'll go like that. We'll move that there. And we're in good shape. So now we need one of these. Let's see if I haven't done this in ages. Okay. We're going to turn this rustic sash into a rare with this orb of alchemy. Step 1. Then we should be able to sell a weapon, this, and this. And now look what it did. Right here it started as 6. It was this. But because we made it rare, this is going to give us a roll of anywhere from 56 or 50 to 64. 56 is on the lower end, but it's pretty powerful. Now watch this. We'll say accept. And if we equip this thing, watch what happens to our damage. 64, 77. Not too bad. I was hoping for a little bit more. We could augment this as well. So let's augment it. And hopefully we'll get lucky. We have 1 augment, or we have 4. We're going to augment and try to get another mod on there. It'll give us another mod, and hopefully it'll be a good one. Grants 2 life, so that gives us 8 life per hit. We're getting really tanky. Nice, and we'll put it on our main hand. We're in great shape. We're going to sell, I think, but we want more damage, so we're going to go like that. We'll take the hit to our, now we have 76. Wait, did that go down a little bit? It did, so we'll keep that one on there. For some reason, it matches up better that way.
Yes.
And we're going to sell off that one. Except we'll spend the point, get a little chunkier health-wise, and we are in great shape. We just did our first upgrade with a vendor recipe to get this item. Pretty cool to get that. All right, let's keep on going, and nice. Oh, we'll do that. this, and this has already been charged up in here, so let's just go for... Oh, look at this. There's two good things. Well, a shrine. That just gives us a buff. But then that thing right next to it is one of those essences. So now we should be doing more damage. Nice. How can we get over there? It doesn't look like there's an easy way over. So maybe this way, and I'll be right back. So I took the shrine. I got its buff. I drop a totem down, and we're going to open up this. Triple hit it, and we're going to take this guy out. He might be empowered, and those bleeding things might bleed us, so we got to be ready with the heal potion just in case. Nice. Whispering. Let's see what that one does. Ooh, a weapon, some leech. So we'll use that on a weapon. That's okay-ish. Pick up that, and we'll ID these boots. Now, if these boots get lucky, it's going to really help us in a couple different ways, but let's see. We want movement speed so bad. Nope. Let's compare them. And some mana regen. 17 mana is kind of nice right now. I like mana more than anything else. We're fine on everything else. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't have a red socket. Ooh, and we'll pay attention what's going on around us. And away we go. Oh, it was a summoner summoning a bunch of things to us. Alright, so let's keep on going. And let's see if we get some good drops. Because we did juice up this area by going down below. And it's happening. I think we're going to be doing our first trade shortly. And it looks like it's going to be for some really cool boots that'll make us move a lot faster. Also, under UI, right here, enable quest tracking. It's going to remind you to do the Trials of the Ancestors. Oops, let's actually do it and save it. And that'll remind us. It'll be in green. It'll say, hey, there's a trial of the ancestor here, or a trial to do. Not of the ancestor, a trial to do. And that's part of our ascendancy, and it's really important. We don't want to miss those, and we want to get them done. And you only have to do them once per league in each mode. So if you do a trade mode like we're doing... oh, look at this tough guy. Nice, he's got a shield. Oh, he's... freezing us too. But if we had that other potion up, it would be cool. Oh, we got another level. Now we can put our other potions on there. And I think there's a summoner. Yep. You don't get EXP from the summon when they sit there and summon and summon and summon. You don't get EXP from that. Ooh, chest plate, but it's not. We need those 2 red slots, so no go. But we can sell it. Chromatic, nice. Okay. Let's open up this chest. Now we could ID this chest first just to make sure it's not trapped really badly. But we're going to live on the edge here. So we're going to drop down a totem. We're going to pick that up. And we're going to pick it and run away a little bit. And then get it. Because it might, there's a few different traps that you won't like that will happen. Nice, nice, nice. And ID the boots. Well, we're going to ID all this stuff. And boots, movement speed, 10. Ooh, and it's got a red socket. Very cool. And it's steel skin. Let's put the steel... Yeah. We have to put steel skin back on here now. Done. Cool. And I got to remember this will boost us up if I run into a tough guy. Because we've got 50 stacks. Oh, and here's one of those Trials of the Ancestors. This, we just go in, and we should be in good shape where we could actually stand on one of these spikes and be in good shape, so we'll see. This is a pretty easy test. There we go, we got hit. We'll heal up with our secondary potion. We'll heal up again. We'll sprint a little faster. We got caught 3 times. And no big deal. And now, this was the first... Oh, let's see if we can heal up. And if you stand here next, then it won't be a problem. We'll take this guy out. We'll grab that portal gem to turn into we'll drop the totem, open this up, grab the wisdom scrolls. We're doing better now. I like it. And we gotta have a space for this. We didn't move these over, or didn't pick it up. Playing a little Tetris going on here. And let's compare red, green. We can't miss with that. And also that faster attack is really helping our Molten Strike. Oh, and this guy wanted to come over and join the party. Okay, so we did the first trial. All you do is click it, portal opens, and look at this. Prison, that's where we're at. Act 1 done. We have to do 6 of these. It'll unlock, and then we can get into the lab and do a trial and get some really cool, really big passive bonuses to our class. And we can pick what we want to be. Cool. All right, and what? Well, we'll grab some more life that way, and we'll go on from there. Cool. So I would suggest once you get a little bit of stuff under your belt, literally, you should be in good enough shape where you can start doing these things. I think it's worth it. I would say yes, it's worth it to do it. Especially, you need some. We just need that little bit of currency to start off with, and we'll be in great shape. So let's try to find some kind of wisp, any kind of wisp. I don't want to burn up my fuel here. And no luck. This one's a bad one, I think. But we could always just reset the area, come right back in and do it again. Oh, yellow. Come on, yellow. This might be the guy. We're looking for the Warden of the Eaves. Is that him? Nope, it's not him. This one isn't as good as that chittering eggs thing. But it's stuff. Oh, easy. I think they're trying to kill me. And nice. Another rustic sash. But we can buy those from the vendor as well. Why couldn't I pick that up? Oh, because it's stuck that way. Do we have a blue item that we could drop? Yeah. That's worth more. And anything small, maybe that. Okay. And these usually don't drop. Oh, I spoke too soon. Oh boy. Now here's the thing we're faced with. You get rid of that and blue. So I'm just chucking the blue stuff. And because we want this sells for more. And iron circlet. Nice. And we're just going to bail out of here. Come on. And I think there's a little bit more this way. Maybe we'll find them. No. Nope. And if you just wander off, it'll eventually just kick you out. See, it's building that up, and we're out. Sounds scary. Alright, we'll keep going. We might actually use... I don't like doing this, but we're going to go back and sell it this way. And then it puts a portal down. And just remember that the portal is right over here in this area. And don't use the... don't go back the other way. We're just going to sell this off, and we're going to take a quick look here. And we could ID this, but it doesn't have a red. I don't want to do it. We're just going to sell it as is. We need some more wisdom scrolls first, so... Just like that. We're going to upgrade this to that one. This will be the... Actually, this will be this one, and that way. This will be our anti-freeze one. We'll sell off 3 of these. And we've got another one now. And we're in good shape. Okay. Oh, and we've got one of these to use, but we won't use this until the next town. And we're going to put these up here. And I'm just taking... We're really close to being able to make a deal for at least 1 chaos. And I might set that up and show you what it is, but I kind of want to get through this area next. We might be able to do this 3 for 1. Let's see. Nice. And now we have a better one. We'll put it there. Pretty good, guys. We're doing well so far. Oh, well, I should drop that off, but no big deal. Oh, and don't go in there. Go in here. And we're going to go do our first boss fight. Our legit first boss fight. Alright, let's go. We'll use our sprint, and we'll find the way forward. Maybe this way? And kind of that way. Oh, see those... I definitely want to hit that guy. He's got the item juice on him, the yellow juice. This guy has the item juice as well, so more items will drop. So I'm going to fight these, and I'll be right back. And a lot more items do drop, but they didn't, they didn't upgrade it you know, they have a chance at upgrading, but if we had like a rarity, then it would upgrade those as well. More than like, you know, it's just better rolls is what you're shooting for. You can actually improve these. You can actually use currency, not this kind, but like a transmute, turn it into blue, or yeah, you can upgrade these and re-roll them and get interesting things that way. But I'm just going to open it up this way. And we kill all the things around it, and whatever drops, drops. That's worth a chromatic, not bad. And let's open up this. A wisdom scroll, I'll take it. We're up to 7. Another one. Definitely need a lot of them because that's how we're going to convert our items into alterations and make deals. Oh, Warden's Quarter. And they're just going to follow this blood trail. Look at all that. Oh, he might get empowered too, juiced up. That would be interesting. But this fight with the totem, you're going to be in great shape. Well, we'll see. Famous last words. And we're going to go right up here. Some maps are all, you know, are the same, and some are, you know, like this one's the same. This is a kind of a pre-built map, I would call it, I guess, because there's a boss here and it needs to be structured better. But other ones are just completely random. Most are completely random. Here we go. I'm going to turn that off. And he should be right. Oh, here he comes. We'll drop a totem right down there, and we're just going to fight him. I think let's try to face tank him. Why not? Face tank him with no healing potion. We can use a mana potion. We took his hits right to the face. Let's drop our totem down. That'll speed us up a little bit. And mana. Boom, boom, boom. Now we're doing a lot better. Ooh, a shark tooth. And we'll take this stuff too. And we can click that. A little bit of lore. Pretty cool. And there might be, is there a crafting recipe? Not yet. Is that one over there? No. Pretty cool. All right, let's grab this. We're going to go back to town. We're going to take a look at those items, and we're going to try to trade for... We're going to figure out if we can trade for our first item. What did we get from this? Oh, it's going to be... Oh, okay, we have a choice. Blink Arrow, Leap Slam. I want that, but Leap Slam requires a sword, axe, mace, or scepter, or staff. We're using those, so it wouldn't work with us. We could use... Is there like a dash or something? Precision, vitality, no. We'll take the Leap Slam, and I'll show you how we're going to use it. We're going to go like that. We're going to ID this, oddly enough. For right now, we're just going to slap this back here. We're going to put it there, and we're going to come back. Actually, I'm going to put this on... we'll just put it on W, I guess. This Leap Slam. We'll take everything off. This is our secondary set of stuff, we'll call it. We'll put the steel skin there for a second. Take that off there. Just like that. So if we switch over to that weapon, we can Leap Slam. Otherwise, we won't. And then I think it's Shift Z. I put it as Shift Z. It might be X for you, but I use X to open up this, and then C to open up that. Farewell. All right, let's take care of this. Oh, let's see what nothing. And sell items. And we have 7. I like having 1 or 2 of these on us. That's fine. Let's just sell these for... Let's ID that. And that. We might actually use this, so we'll see in a second here. Sell all those. We get this in return. And yeah, this has got to be better than this. So yeah, it might be better than our first one. Yeah, I think it is. Oh, no. That's the 56er. Well, let's see how it matches up. We'll be able to tell right now. This is the one we created. It's about a wash, and then this, more. Okay. And then this one does 6 life per hit and 6 per killed. And that's 8 per hit. So we're going to go like that. And away we go.
Goodbye.
We're in good shape. Now I'm going to organize. Oops, we'll take that down. So we have Orbs of Chance. Those aren't really worth too much. We need like 20 of them for a chaos. Same thing. We need to change these into glass baubles. So no. So our best bet is something like this and possibly these right here. So I'm going to look this up, and I have something called PoE or Awakened PoE Trade. It's an app, and almost everybody uses it, and it's an overlay. So if I have a keybind to F1, and if I hover over an item, it'll put up like this, and it gives me the price. It looks like about 6 of these will get you a chaos. So I'm going to open up the window. I'm going to trade. I'm going to open up the trade window, and I'll be right back, and I'll show you what I mean by this. We're going to try to do our first trade for this. Okay. Okay, I hit the trade button. This pops up, and if you're logged in as your account, you should be in good shape. So this is the regular Path of Exile website. We're on Affliction League. We're going to search under online only, and we're going to go to bulk trade. And we're just going to manually do this. So right now, if you don't know where the chaos are or the item is, you can actually search by going like this. You could say, we have these items I have, and I want those. So I have chromatics, and you could just type in chromatic, and it starts to highlight it. So we have those, and we want the chaos. So we're going to highlight that, and we're going to say search. And here we go. And we're going to go down. You'd have to have 54. We only have 7. Oh boy. This guy wants that. And he might do it, but he's AFK, so we're going to keep on looking. Now we're up to 10 for 1. We could try to do this. And we're going to say, we're just going to get his name because we're going to offer 7 for 1, which is better than his offer. He wants 6 for 1. So we're going to go back into the other thing. Otherwise, you could do a direct whisper and just do this. But let's see if he might be AFK, but he might not be. So I'll be right back. Okay, so let's see if we can whisper him. We copied it to our clipboard. We're going to paste it in. And we're just going to say, hey, hello, would 7. Oops, 7. Sometimes it's going to be in a different language. They might be from anywhere in the world. And then, it might not translate well. So, chromatic orbs for 1 chaos. Thank you. And, oh, he's working. So that's not going to be a good deal. So we're going to try the next guy. But we don't want to spam a bunch of people, because then all of a sudden you might get a bunch of people answering you and it just turns into a mess. So I'm going to try another person. And I might sweeten the deal. I might do like this. And let's do not much of a sweetening, because these aren't too valuable, but we'll see. And I'll be right back. So now I'm looking at this guy. He wants 7 for 1, but he's AFK. He wants 7.4 for 1. Ugh. This guy wants 18 for 3. We don't have 18, but we could do 7 for 1. So we're going to contact him. And, he doesn't want to sell for that, but I'm just going to give it a shot. I don't have it. So we're going to give it a shot. Here we go. And this is late in the league. So, these numbers are going up. People don't want to make trades for small stuff. We're going to give it a shot though. And his name was No Explode Neo. So we go arrow up, and we go, I think it was No Explode. I don't know if we need the Neo. Nope. 1 second. It was close. It was No Explode Neo. And we're going to say, thank you. Either way. All right. That's, we're offering him slightly better, but he wants to do 18 for 3. And we'll see what he says. We'll be right back. He's not answering right away. He's like, what's going on here? And we'll keep looking, but this is important. Okay, we have a person. He wants to do 7 for 1. And visit. He was up actually higher on the list. He wanted 11 for 2, but we'll give him 7 for 1. And so we right click on his name, we accept the trade, and then yes. Yes. Now this is late in the league. And he feels sorry for us. Earlier in the league, it's gonna be a different story that, everybody's tight with currency. And we'll say yes. And there we go. Oh geez. All right. Holy cow. Oh, I gotta keep these? Okay, holy cow. So cool. All right, very cool. Thank you very much. And this is late in the league on a fun league, and people really are not. That was the third person we whispered. And I've done the same thing. I have a lot of currency and having a great time. So let's leave the party, and we're going to go back to our hideout. Sorry about that. We're going to go back to town. And what did you say there? Let's see. Oh, it's loading. It ain't a lot, but you can get... Oh, it's that... 10K is easy. There we go. Very cool guy. I would say the PoE community, I've done thousands of trades this league. Not a single person tried to rip me off. I've given away tons of divines, not tons, I would say 10 to 15 divines. And people have given me, when I was leveling up, a few divine as well. And then chaos, and now another 100 chaos. That's half a divine. All right, so now we can actually buy some stuff. Now this might not happen with you, but late in the game, it's gonna happen. I mean, I would do if somebody, offered me 7 for 1. They know I'm poor. I'm literally poor, and pretty cool. So let's buy a few things. And yeah, a little bit. I'm torn here. I think I'm gonna do this as if I didn't get these 100 chaos. So just to make it fair, just in case you guys don't get it, I won't get carried away here. So these 7 would have been spent, and this is the 100 chaos sitting here. It's painful not to spend them, but we're going to do this fairly. We'll figure out something to do with them. But all right, so maybe we can give them away to somebody else that needs them too. All right, so the item I want, or maybe we'll spend 1 extra, but nothing out of hand. This would just be crazy. It would just skew everything. So I'm going to find the item that we were after right now, and I'll be right back. All right, the first item, we're going to go right back here. We're going to reset it, clear it, make sure it's done, and then you're going to type in Wanderlust. And you can actually type in the tilde key up there, the squiggly line, and type in, let's say, lust or wander, and you'll get, or shoes or lust shoes. It's a fuzzy search. It'll bring up the thing. So if you don't know exactly how it's spelled, done. All right, now we're going to search, and right away, 1 chaos. So it looks like 1 chaos is the cheapest one. And that's what we would have. We might have 2 chaos at this time. So we're going to limit our search to 2 chaos. So we're going to go back here and you just do this, hide filter, show filters, and we're going to limit our search to the max price that we'll buy for is 2 chaos. Because I think you guys could be at 2 chaos by this time. I'm at 100. This guy's AFK, so this is it. This is our only choice. So we're going to copy it, and we're going to go talk to him. All right, we're going to get our 2 chaos ready. And accept. We're going to visit him. So no matter what the item was, there was only one choice, really. And whatever it was, it's that important to us to get it. Because I'll show you why. So this is late in the league. 2 chaos, done. And Wanderlust shoes, done. Thank you. Oh, there we go. And we're going to go back to town. And now we've done our first boss. We've got enough currency. I think all we would have needed was 4 more, darn it, 4 more of these. And in fact, to be fair, I think we should burn those or put them down here. Yeah, we should just burn these to be fair. Oh boy, this is going to be painful. Destroy. I would love to use them, but to be fair, if you had 11 of those, we're going to leave that party. You would have got your 2 chaos. So I think we're on track for nothing out of the ordinary here. And here's the thing: we can't be frozen with these. We're missing a red socket there, so we're going to drop the war item. What is that? The war banner. We're going to move this over here. And then we're going to improve, or we're going to put that back. Oh, sorry. That back there. Off and good. Okay. So now we're just going to wear them. That's 20% move speed, and it's worth it to me. It's that important. It's got some mana regen too, so, and it's a little bit of mana. Nice shoes. We'll be replacing them later, but so far so good. These we're just going to vendor. Oh, and away we go. And then if possible, we're going to get a better another weapon on our offhand. So let's see if we want triple red one-handers and a red green. So I don't see it. Not really. We'll just keep an eye out for it. That way we can, still level this up. We could put this over here, and then we can put it back on. So we're in good shape for now. So we got a lot done. We made our first trade. We got our first leveling unique. There's quite a few that we're going to be getting, and it's going to make everything go a lot faster. We're going to be running faster, doing everything cool, and having a great time. And I'll be showing you the upgrades along the way, and we're going to be really powerful. So if you're new to this and you're doing free to play like we are in this account, I hope you have a good time with it, and I'll see you next episode. Pretty cool. It's really cool. And everybody in all these people are really nice. I mean, I have not ran into a single not nice person, and added a bunch of new friends this league too. People just want to hang out and talk and share what they're doing, and I share what I'm doing, and pretty cool. All right, away we go. Have a good one, guys. I had a cool idea. That guy doesn't know me or anything, and I feel kind of bad taking the 100. I mean, I have lots of chaos. I felt bad taking it, but I didn't want to say no to the guy. So let's see if we can invite him. Invite AFF Sphere, I think it was named. And let's see if he'll accept it. Quick trade. Visit his hideout. trade. Let's see what he says. Come on. Come on. Being cool. There we go. Nice. No further explanation. Thank you. Good luck. Cool. So his, he was just being generous, and instead of, he made almost 2.5 divine on the deal. Not bad. It's a chunk. Pretty cool, guys. Have a good one and enjoy. And I swear I didn't know that person. I still don't know who they are. It was just happened to be the third person that whispered. He's like, "You really need chaos that bad?" I'm like, "Well, yes, but I have chaos. I mean, I really don't, but I mean, yes." So we'll go from there. All right, cool. And I just wanted to, I felt bad taking his chaos. Have a good one and enjoy. And I didn't want to say, no, just give me one and go. Yeah, it gets, I've done it before where I made trades like that and people are like, no, take it. And I just wanted to say, okay, thank you and be grateful. So it was cool. Thanks. Have a good one, guys. Oh, somebody wants to buy some stuff for me. Let's do it. Invite them and 2 fine deliriums. I forgot I had a bunch of stuff for sale here. 2 fine deliriums. It doesn't highlight them if it's 2 like that. See how it doesn't highlight it? Group disbanded. Ugh, no good deed goes unpunished. 56, huh? Now I gotta reprice it. Exact price. 56 for 2? I don't know. It's probably a good price. I got whispered fairly quickly. And away we go.